Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the video. And today I kind of just wanted to discuss the process of getting diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, the medication, how I feel about the medication that I'm on, and not release, but kind of like bring down the stigma to the whole process, because I feel like when you get diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, and it is generally something you get diagnosed with as a kid, but I got diagnosed with it at the age of 21 as an adult. So I kind of just wanted to talk about the process, why I wanted to get tested, and how I feel on the medication that I'm currently taking. First off, I want to start off with this video saying if you have ADHD and you're completely content, happy with life, there's no need to be on medication. The only reason I took the medication and wanted to get medication is because I wanted to do better in school, and I felt like my lack of concentration was definitely making my grades suffer. So I kind of just wanted to go get tested, see what the doctor said, and it turns out I do have it. And the second thing I want to say is no, just because I have the medication doesn't mean I'm going to sell it. It is mine, it is for me, it is not for sale. I know ADD medication is huge on college campuses for resale for people who don't have a prescription. I'm not going to do that. So I just wanted to say that right off the bat. So now I want to get into the process of getting tested. So the first thing they do is they send you a questionnaire. You say, likely, not like, often, not often, rarely. So it would be questions like, do you miss a lot of appointments? Are you misorganized? Do you misplace a lot of things? And if you answer likely to a certain number of these questions, that indicates you have ADD or ADHD. And so I fell in the category, according to that questionnaire, I fell into that category of ADD. So fast forward now, we fill out the questionnaire. I go to the doctor, and the first thing they do is have you take a pee test, which I thought was weird, but I said, okay, peed in a cup. And the reason why makes sense, and I'll get to that later. And then they check your blood pressure, make sure your blood pressure's good. And so then they have you go in a room, and you're kind of looking at a computer screen with different shapes and different colors. And so when the same shape, same color comes up, you hit the button. And so in the beginning of the test, I was doing good. My reaction time was good. But towards the end of the test, they found my reaction time was slower, which was an indication that I was spacing out. I wasn't focusing. And that was just a 20-minute test. So after that test, they had me fill out another questionnaire type thing. And then I went and I talked to the doctor. The doctor discussed the results with me. He says, you definitely show tendencies of ADD, but not ADHD. Main difference being ADHD, you're more hyperactive, more impulsive. You kind of do things quick without thinking about it. And he said, so you weren't impulsive, you don't have ADHD, you have ADD. And we went over the charts and the results of people my age without ADD and people my age with ADD. And I fell into the category of having ADD. And so we kind of discussed what medication to be on, I should be on. And so he said, concerta, because he has ADD, he takes concerta, that's what works for him. And I said, this isn't going to, decrease my personality, is it? Because I've seen people take these types of medication and they look like a zombie with like zero personality. And he said, no, people who have that effect, have that zombie-like effect when they're on the medication aren't using the right dosages or they're misusing it. So if you feel like that, let me know, and we'll change it because it's not supposed to make you feel like that. So I said, okay, because that was my main concern, and that's why I waited so long to get tested, is because I thought the medication was going to take my personality. So he said that. I said, okay, I'll try concerta. You say it's good. I have no idea what works best. I've never done this before. So he writes the prescription for the concerta, and he says, if you take drugs like marijuana, this is going to be absolutely useless because the marijuana and the concerta are going to offset each other and it's not going to help. And then I was like, okay, that explains why you had me pee in the cup before you came in here to talk with me because you wanted to check for THC. But I cleared the test, and so he prescribed me the concerta. You start off, there's 18, 56, 72. You start off at the 18. If you need more, you get bumped up. If 18 is too much, scrap it, return it, and try a different medication. So the first couple of days on this medication, it made me feel drowsy, made me feel nauseous. I didn't want to eat anything. You don't really have to force food. I wouldn't say I was forcing food down, but I definitely had to remind myself, like, oh, it's time to eat. And so, like, usually my schedule is I have breakfast at around 7:30, lunch around 3, and then dinner around like 6. But when you're on this medication, so I eat my breakfast, I take this medication, 2 o'clock rolls around, I don't feel hungry like I normally do, which when you first take this medication, that is absolutely normal. So 2 o'clock rolled around, I didn't feel hungry, but I stuck to the schedule I usually stick to, and I ate my lunch at 2 o'clock like I normally do. And so after the first day, I was like, I don't think this is going to be for me. But then I realized this is the first time I'm taking it. My body is sensitive to it. It kind of freaked out, and that's why I'm feeling this way. I'm going to give it another try. So the second day, the symptoms were still there, but they weren't as bad. The third day, the symptoms were practically gone, and by the fourth day, I felt normal on it, on the medication. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of what I was trying to say there. So then I was like, all right, maybe this is the one. So my doctor was like, after the first week or so, not the first week, like the first few weeks, take an extra capsule of the concerta, because we want to see maybe you'll do better on 36 milligrams. So 18 plus 18 is 36. So I took 2, tried it, felt like garbage, went back to the 18 milligrams, just the 1. So I felt good on the 1. My focus was definitely better, and I definitely noticed that in my accounting class, because my accounting class is very dry and very boring. And when you're in very boring situations, that's when you space out. And so my focus definitely improved. So I went back 3 months later. I took the medication, got retested, did the same test that I did the first time, and they compared the results, and I wish I had the charts to show you, but I don't have the charts with me to show you the results. And they said, yes, you're much better. There's no need to be bumped up to the 36 milligram. If it's the 36 milligram is making you feel like crap, the 18 milligram is fine. It's doing what it's supposed to. And at that point, I really wasn't feeling the side effects as much. And so that's what I'm on now. And it's definitely improving my focus. Now, this isn't going to change your ambitions. If you didn't like school before and you're getting bad grades simply because you're not trying and you're on this medication and you're still not trying, the results are going to be the same. And so if your ambitions aren't there, this isn't going to do anything for you. So my ambitions were still there. I was working. I didn't have to work as hard to get the results I want. And it made me feel good. I will definitely say the stigma from these medications comes from misuse or abuse. And if you get it prescribed, it is controlled. It's heavily regulated and controlled if you get it from a pharmacist. So if you're scared of don't be scared of the side effects. If you're getting the right dosages, the side effects go away. And if the side effects aren't going away, talk to your doctor and get a prescription for something else, because what works for me and what makes me feel good may make you feel like crap. So I was lucky. Concerta was the first thing I tried, and it worked out nicely for me. I didn't have to try anything else. But you may have to try a few different things before you realize what works best for you. In full transparency, if I don't have to go to school or don't have to study for anything. Like when when I was on my spring break, I didn't really take it because I didn't really have to study or go to class. So I've heard that this stuff can get really addictive, and I can say in my personal experience, it's not that addictive. Like I went the whole week during spring break without it and felt completely fine. Again, I think the addictive traits comes from misuse. Um, what else? What else? What else? The first few days, you might not feel hungry, but eat regularly so you don't lose weight. That's another like stigma to it, is it makes you lose weight. But if you eat normally, you won't lose the weight. That's like the solution. The nausea, the feeling of nauseousness and drowsiness goes away after like a few times taking it. What else? What else? I think that's it. As always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down. If you have your own personal experience with these types of things, let's feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We can talk about it. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.